All right, let's do some word problems where we're adding some like fractions. So Jay, we've got Noel. He walked 9/10 of a mile to Jensen's house and then walked another 7/10 of a mile to school. And we want to know how far he walked. So we're looking for the total distance walked, which is going to be the sum we're adding. So we're going to have 9/10 of a mile plus another 7/10 of a mile. We notice they're like fractions. They share the same denominator. So we breathe a sigh of relief because that makes our lives pretty easy. Then we have to add the top two numbers to get 16, and we leave the denominator as it is. So 16 over 10. Here we can go one step further because there is a common factor here. I can tell both of those numbers are even, which means they're divisible by 2. So let's divide out the 2, and that gives us 8 over 5. So our final answer here would be 8 over 5. Or remember, we could always convert that to a mixed number by doing kind of like long division on it. And what's that going to give us? 1 remainder 3. So we would have 1 3/5. So both of those answers would work. So we would say Noel walked. I'm going to use the mixed number because it makes more sense to me. 1 3/5 of a mile. Okay, next one. So Emer bought 7/16 of a pound of candy at one store and 11/16 of a pound at another store. We want to know how much candy she bought. So once again, we're looking at a total. So we're going to be looking at adding those. So we've got 7/16 plus 11/16. Okay, our denominators are the same. So that means we can add our numerators to get 18 over, leave our denominator the same, 16. Okay, I can see I've got both of those numbers are even again. So I'm going to divide out a 2. And that gives me 9 over 8. Or I could figure out the mixed number for that. I get 1 remainder 1. So this is going to be 1 1/8. So either of those answers would work. So Emer bought quite a bit of candy, I would say. A pound is probably quite a bit of candy. 1 1/8 of a pound. LB is the symbol for pound of candy. Okay, and then the last little bit here, just looking at subtracting like fractions. So it's the same as adding them. So first we're going to check that the denominator is the same. If it is, these rules apply. We just subtract a numerator minus numerator. Denominator stays the same, just like before, and then simplify if you can. So we've got 4/5 minus 2/5. So we can do the top 4 minus 2, do that subtraction to get 2 over our denominator stays the same. And there's no way to simplify that. So that's our final answer there. All right, next one. We've got 5 minus 3 to get 2 over our denominator of 8. And we have a common factor here of 2. So let's divide out a 2. And that leaves us with 1 over 4. Pause the video and try that last one. Okay, let's try that last one together. So 11 minus 5 gives me 6 over 12. Both of those numbers are divisible by 6. And again, I could figure out the greatest common factor if I wanted to. I would have found that it was 6. And so that gives me 1 over 2, which is the simplest form for that fraction.